Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor S.P. Singh from Faculty of Management Studies, Gurukul Kangdi University, Haridwar. Today we are going to study Module 37 on text interpretation. After you have finished this module, you shall be able to know the purpose of a text, understand the text types, comprehend the aspects of interpretation, know the interpretation of texts, and understand the criteria for comparison. The texts in qualitative research are interpreted and inferences are drawn from the empirical material. The text interpretation commences with the interpretative understanding of a text such as an interview, a narrative, an observation, as they may be in a transcribed form or in the form of other documents. In general, the purpose is to understand and comprehend each case. However, the reconstruction of the individual case is paid different attention. In content analysis, the researcher works mainly in relation to categories. In a conversation, analysts restrict their focus to the particular socio-linguistic phenomena under study. They dedicate their attention to collect and analyze instances of this phenomena. In thematic coding, in the analysis of narrative interviews, and in objective hermeneutics, the emphasis is on managing case studies. Attention is directed to compare and contrast cases merely at a later stage. Global analysis aims at editing of texts to prepare them for later case-oriented and case-comparing analysis. The understanding of the case in the different interpretative procedures can be identified at various points from a consequent ideographic approach to a quasi-nomothetic approach. Inherently, the basic objective of a text pertaining to literature is to furnish an interpretation of that text. In that task, an essay requires to go further than a merely providing an account of the characters and events to an analysis of the various constituents of the text. This analysis should bear in mind that the world presented in the text may well be fundamentally different from the world in which we live. Therefore, in analyzing the characters and events of a text, there is a need to take an imaginative leap into the moral and social framework of that text, imagining how such characters and events would be judged from within that framework. Narrative text. Narrative text is in the form of a story with some difficulty or uncertainties inherent in events, and it attempts to identify the expression of intentions to find the answer to the problems. A group of methods used to transmit the narrative with the help of narration is a significant element of the narrative text. Expository text, a non-fiction text purported to inform, analyze, explain and provide more detail about a topic is an expository text. The writing showing relationship between independent and dependent variables, analysis of literature, writing to compare and contrast are some types of expository texts. Technical texts. Technical text is non-fiction It provides the reader details to execute a task. Often it contains steps, bullets, and numbered items and short sentences. Persuasive text. A persuasive text is any text where the central objective is to furnish a point of view and try to induce a reader in the form of an argument, revelation, discussion, review, or even an advertisement. Narrative versus analysis. The ultimate stage of reading derives an entire meaning. The characteristics moving along the text are examined to discern the way the discussion gives a definite form to the perception of reality. The acts of a text to impart meaning are also examined. The ways in which distinctive forms of topics covered and language give definite forms to depiction of the topic and the links between distinctive forms and impart hidden meanings are examined. Making judgments. At the time of reading text, the understanding increases by acknowledging the artisanship of the creation. The selection artist author makes to depict in words the topic in a definite way. Yet it is felt that texts are apparently distinct. However, texts are similar to art in one respect, that they really appear to come out and utter something. There are positive statements to retreat to. A text can be restated, yet it is clearly symbols. Readers recognize those symbols, understand the meaning of the words within their specified social and historical context, comprehend remarks within their own construction, or imagine about the intention of an author. There is no avoidance of reality. Always readers are responsible for the meaning found in their reading, but it is one's own interpretation whether the act was committed irresponsibly, in an impulsive way, or was an inspired act. The text is silent here unless stated by the author. Actions are presented by the stories, but the readers draw characters, the objects of persons' actions and intentions. When the reader goes farther than the words, meaning is read. Readers draw conclusions virtually the same, if not greater than they are told. Readers surpass the strict meaning of the words to find significance and untold meanings. The authors depend confidently on their readers' capability to do this. The eye of the reader may read hastily the page, but his mind grasps the meaning of the words. Other ways to respond to a text. There are other ways to respond to a text in addition to restatement, description, and interpretation. These forms of response must precede most other forms of response. An author's treatment of a topic may be criticized by the readers on the basis of their own knowledge. The style of writing may be assessed, or the honesty of the author may be invaded. These legitimate forms of response require a reading occupied with criticism of the text first in order to be purposeful. The first task of highest priority is draw sense from the text. Interpretation of texts. Universally accepted facts. There are some universally accepted facts about the interpretation of texts. Some texts are easily understood and some are comparatively mystified and incapable of being scrutinized, but even the most easily understood are capable of being interpreted only with the help of rather safe and clear assumptions. Interpretation depends upon hypothesis. The interpretation depends upon hypothesis about the intent of the author. Intention of the author. In case of any doubt about the meaning of a text, the author of the text can be asked about his intention, as he is in a favored position to answer. All the time this is done and it is successful. Nobody knows better than the author what he means. Yet the literary critics have invaded this credible principle by terming it as an intentional fallacy. Criteria for comparison. The different alternatives for coding and sequential interpretation of texts may be compared. Flick suggested 4 criteria for this comparison. The degree of precaution taken. The first criteria relates to the degree to which precautions are taken in each method to guarantee sufficient openness to the specificity of the individual text with regard to both its formal aspects and its content. A second criterion is the degree to which precautions are taken to guarantee a sufficient level of structural and depth analysis in dealing with the text and the degree to which such structures are made explicit. Further criteria for comparison are each method's contribution to developing the method of text interpretation in general and the main fields of application the methods were created for are used in. The problems in applying each method and each method's limitations are taken note of for each approach at the end. This display of the field of methodological alternatives of text interpretation allows the reader to locate the individual methods in it. The selection of the method and checking its application. Every method of interpretation is not appropriate in each case. The decision between the methodological choices should be rooted in the study, its research question and its objectives, and in the data collected. The decision taken should be reviewed against the material to be analyzed. The evaluation of an interpretative method and the checking of its application should be done at the earliest possible stage in process of interpretation. The particular issues that an interpretation has with the attitude of interpretation required by the method should be considered. If any problems arise at this level, it is sensible in a group of interpreters to reflect on them and the way the text is worked with. Qualitative content analysis, more appropriate method for this type of analysis, would not be appropriate for case analysis in depth. Appropriateness of the method to the issue. The data interpretation plays a deciding role in determining the statements the researcher can make about the data and what conclusions he can draw from the empirical material. No procedure is appropriate in every case. This is applicable to other approaches also in qualitative research. Procedures like objective hermeneutics were initially developed for the analysis of interaction in families viewed from the perspective of socialization theory. The application of these procedures over a period of time has been enlarged both in terms of materials used for analysis and in terms of issues and topics analyzed. Similarly, the approach of Strauss and Corbin is marked by a claim for more and more general applicability as made clear by the formulation of a very general coding paradigm. If the postulated applicability of approaches is extended like this, the criterion of appropriateness to the issue again needs to be taken into account. Finally, the researcher should assess the method chosen for its compatibility with other aspects of the research process. It should also be clarified whether the procedure of interpreting does well with the strategy used for data collection. If, when conducting an interview, great attention was paid to the gestalt of the narrative in the interviewee's presentation, it does not make much sense to apply a content analysis on the data in which only a few categories are used which were defined in advance. Efforts to analyze field notes characterized by regular sequence with objective hermeneutics have proved not to be practical and not producing good results. Also, it must be scrutinized if the method of interpreting data is well integrated with the method of the material selection. It should also be taken into account whether the theoretical framework of a study is in conformity with the theoretical background of the interpretative method and whether both understandings of the research process work well. All these issues are settled at the commencement of the interpretation. In a process of research designed in a more circular way, the method of interpretation may decide the issues concerning the procedure in the other steps. It is therefore evident that the researcher should assess the methodological choice and the decision between them with due consideration to the process of research. The paragraphs on integrating the particular method into the process of research provide suggestions for answering research questions and the goals of real empirical application. No one single method of data analysis is the only choice. Each of the methods is characterized by strengths and weaknesses concerning a particular study. The researcher should consider which methods best fit the kind of data and the research questions of a specific study. The researcher should assess the appropriateness of the selected method for answering the research question before and in the duration of applying a particular method. Friends, in this module you have studied purpose of a text, text types, aspects of interpreting the text, criteria for comparison, the degree of precaution taken, the selection of the method and checking its application, appropriateness of the method to the issue, fitting the method into the research process. Thanks for visiting EPG Pathshala.